Hi, everybody. Andrew James from San Francisco, California, USA. I am making this testimonial video for Pandit Shri Sanjay Patki, and I have been following him on YouTube for almost a year now, ever since I came across his lessons as I was searching for different teachers in India and other parts of the world. And since then, I've been following, I think I must have seen pretty much every lesson. So I just wanted to pay a tribute and also help you all understand that why do I follow him. What attracted me to his style of teaching, his methodology is, first of all, it's a very comprehensive style. It's limitless. It's not held back by tradition, theory, shastra, and I feel like that he has truly bridged the gap between Western and Hindustani classical music. And he's done a fantastic job doing so as far as developing the technique. So practitioners like myself who have studied both Western and Hindustani classical music can really understand. And I think the other reason is his focus and emphasis on learning the basics, the building blocks of what makes you a great singer, okay? And that is a lot of emphasis on the basics, mastery of the basics, and that is sur, right, the pitch, swar, which are notes or intervals in Western music, okay, of a scale, and then also the tal, lay, right, which is rhythm. And so he places a lot of emphasis on that rather than trying to learn a bunch of ragas and, just the same, bandish and all that. I mean, I think that's all great. That's how tradition has been. But to really master those, you have to spend a lot of time mastering the basics. And that's what he puts a lot of emphasis. So as far as his technique, what specifically attracts me is, the first thing is hankar, the concept of hankar. And then it's the permutations and combinations of the different patterns, right? Sequences, which we call in Western music, palta, right? And making sure that there is no combination left that you cannot figure out. And also his emphasis on learning everything from here, not from memorization or ratta, right? So that's really good because that really forces you to use your brain and to know the notes up here before you can sing them. And once you do that, then you can pretty much sing anything that you want. So that is something that is really, really, I think, great. And that's what really attracts me to his style of teaching. Hankar is it's a really important concept, which I don't think a lot of people understand, but as a Western practitioner myself, I think it's one of the most important things because the difference between akar and hankar is really the relaxation of your throat and the way you open up your mouth to allow the air to come out, the flow, the way you project your voice out. And it really controls your voice to the point where when you're projecting it, you are using all the resonators, which are, your sinuses up here, and that's what really develops a tone. So if you want to develop high quality tone, you want to focus on the tonality of your voice, hankar is very, very important, and rather than trying to do akar, right? Now, a lot of people do akar, but they finally figure it out that that flat sound of akar is not something that they want. So they actually switch over to hankar knowingly or unknowingly, right? But if you start out with doing hankar, then it makes a huge difference that you use the resonators to generate really high quality tone. So that is very important. And, I can give you a little demonstration over here. So if you're going to do akar, you go, listen to Hankar. Same thing, same alap. Immediately you can tell the richness in the sound that comes out, because rather than just flat pushing the air out from your throat, you're actually pushing it upward into the resonators, and that's where when the sound resonates, it bounces against your skull and the sinuses. It really creates that rich resonance, and that really helps control your, well, it helps you improve the tone of your voice. So that's why Hankar is so important to do when you're doing your paltas, or your alankar, or whatever you're doing, right? To use that technique, because it really helps. And the other thing is, it really helps you bridge the registers, right? Especially for when you're going from your chest into your head voice, or falsetto, and then into the head voice, right? Falsetto is mostly a technique where you're not pushing too much compression air, but head voice, when you're going into your upper register, which is tar saptak, you're going from mandra to tar saptak, you're crossing that. It really helps you flawlessly go, because it's very, so I'm in D sharp, all three registers, flawlessly, no problem. And so it's very, very important that you use the concept of Hankar, because if you're doing Aka, your voice is going to crack as you're trying to go up. So that's one of the greatest advantages if you want to sing light music, or even sing classical music like Qawwali, like a lot of great artists like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahib, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan Sahib. All of those guys have mastered this technique. And people say, oh yaar, unka to sur uncha. No, that's not true. They actually know this technique really well, so they can hit all those high notes, okay? They hit the high notes based on technique, and not because they have such a high note that is humanly impossible for males to go above F sharp 4 or even A flat 4. It's humanly impossible. Anatomically it's impossible. So, again, I follow him. I think he's a virtuoso. He's an innovator, and I hope you guys learn from him, and follow him on YouTube, and learn from his lessons that he posts. And just wanted to pay a tribute to all the work that he's doing, and he is putting those videos out. Thank you, everybody.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम राकेश टिंगरा है और मैं यूएसए में रहता हूं। आप सब की तरह मुझे भी गाना गाने का बहुत शौक है, और जैसा कि आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि संगीत सीखने के बहुत सारे तरीके होते हैं, जैसे गुरु और शिष्य परंपरा जो बहुत पुरानी है, यूट्यूब के माध्यम से भी संगीत सीखा जा सकता है, किताबें पढ़कर भी संगीत सीखा जा सकता है, और भी बहुत सारे तरीके हैं अपने यारों दोस्तों से, महफिलों से। लेकिन आपकी तरह मैं भी यूट्यूब के बहुत सारे चैनल देखता था, और देखता हूं, अभी भी देखता हूं। तो उसमें मुझे काफ़ी म्यूज़िक को समझने का मौका मिला। तभी एक दिन मैं स्वर स्वामी चैनल पर संजय पतकी जी का वीडियो देख रहा था, तो मैं उनके समझाने के तरीके से बहुत ज़्यादा प्रभावित हुआ, और मैंने उनसे संगीत सीखने के लिए संपर्क किया। पिछले कई महीनों से मैं उनसे संगीत सीख रहा हूँ, और मैं अपने बारे में आपको इतना बता सकता हूँ कि मुझे पतकी सर से संगीत सीखने का बहुत ही ज़्यादा फायदा हुआ है। मेरी संगीत के प्रति जागरूकता बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, और उनके बारे में मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा कि वो एक ऐसे गुरु हैं जिन्हें यह पता है कि मेरे शिष्य में क्या कमी है। आपको मैं ये ज़रूर बता देना चाहता हूँ कि एक टीचर और एक गुरु में बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क होता है। जो टीचर होता है वो आपको शास्त्र सिखाता है, वो आपको किताबी तरीके से पढ़ना सिखाता है, लेकिन जो एक गुरु होता है वो उसको ये पता होता है कि आप में कमी क्या है, आपको किस तरीके से अप्रोच करना है, किस तरीके से आपको सिखाना है। तो वो ही मेरे साथ हुआ, जितना मुझे आता था तो पत्की सर ने वो समझा कि मुझे कितना आता है, और उसके बाद उन्होंने अपने तरीके से मुझे सिखाना शुरू किया, और उन्होंने मुझे पूरा ये सिखाया कि संगीत क्या है, उसको गाना कैसे है। और उनकी एक चीज मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है कि वो गाना नहीं, गाना जीना सिखाते हैं। वो कहते हैं गाना जिया जाता है, गाया नहीं जाता। और जब मुझे ये बात समझ में आई तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि ये बिल्कुल बात सही है कि हम लोग सिर्फ गाना गाते हैं, गाना जीते नहीं है। गाना जीने का मतलब है कि गाने में आपका जो किरदार है वो गाने के अंदर ढल जाना चाहिए, और वो उसको समझाते हैं। और मुझे अभी बहुत ज्यादा गुरुओं से सीखने का एक्सपीरियंस तो नहीं है, लेकिन मैं इतना जरूर आपको बता देना चाहता हूं कि अगर आपको संगीत सही में समझना है और जीना है तो आपको एक अच्छे गुरु से जरूर सीखना चाहिए। नहीं तो आपके पास शास्त्र तो बहुत होगा, लेकिन आपको गाना जीना नहीं आएगा। मैं इस बारे में अपने आप को बहुत भाग्यशाली समझता हूं कि मुझे संजय पत्की सर से सीखने का मौका मिला है। वो मुझे खुद सिखाते हैं और उनको पता है कि मुझ में क्या क्या कमियां हैं, मुझे कैसे सुधारना है। और ये जो चीज है वो सिर्फ एक गुरु ही बता सकता है। तो मैं आपका ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा, मैं सिर्फ इतना आपको कहना चाहूंगा कि मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से आपको थोड़ा बहुत मोटिवेशन जरूर मिला होगा, और आप बजाय सिर्फ शास्त्र सीखने के लिए सिर्फ YouTube और किताबों से ही नहीं, बल्कि एक अच्छे गुरु से सीखेंगे। मेरे लिए पत्की सर से अच्छा गुरु कोई नहीं है। मुझे अच्छा गुरु मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है उनसे, लेकिन आपके लिए आप अपना गुरु खुद चूज कर सकते हैं, जो भी आपको पसंद आए, लेकिन आप अपना गुरु जरूर चुनिए। गुरु से सीखने से बहुत फायदा होता है। नमस्कार।